Hi everyone, my name is Ana-Mai and I am from Razzamataz Sheffield, and we have the lovely Hannah, who is one of our Phase 2 and further senior students today. We are going to be focusing on our technique in regards to spotting. So we're going to showcase a few exercises that really help with the technique, focusing on kind of the head whip, eye line, which is obviously really important for your turns, and also in terms of performance skills, it's going to be great to have more knowledge of your body. So first off, in terms of spotting, I usually start with kind of shedding turns from the corner. In regards to arms, we kind of keep that quite simple. So ideally either on the hips, or usually I kind of try and keep kind of fingertips on the shoulders so that they can really focus on keeping those elbows lifted. In terms of chaînes, for your students it might be something that they've not done before, so really starting with breaking down the footwork and just kind of that open-closed position of the chaînes, and then obviously kind of breaking that down with turn, so kind of making sure that they're aware that the head is the last thing to come around from the front and also the first thing to arrive back. So starting to kind of ask your students, making them aware, making them kind of self-critique, and ask them why maybe their heels have dropped, why they're starting to kind of veer around the room rather than creating that nice straight line, which more than likely is kind of where the weight goes back and the shoulders go back, therefore the head goes back and the heels start to drop. So really making sure they are right up on those belly points, working through the glutes and firing up those proprioceptors as well. So Hannah's going to demonstrate our chaînes to start with, just a nice simple exercise, starting around here. And all we're going to do in terms of the chaîne, you're just working out and in with the feet. And for this example, you're going to keep your fingertips resting on your shoulders so that you can keep that nice line on the upper body, making sure that rib cage is closed, making sure that upper body is slightly over the legs so that you can keep that nice straight line of that out and in motion coming down the room. So we're just going to take a count in. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. And that fall off the camera and come back. Another kind of layer on top of that is starting to be adding the jazz arms in there. So for any students that you feel need that extra challenge, again we can start using the jazz second and first, making sure here, this is an ideal kind of exercise with the arms to make sure that they're aware of their body placement and making sure that their rib cage is over their lower body. So again, making sure that as they take those arms, they're not tempted to take those arms too far back, which is going to kind of, this shoulder's going to be out of line or out of alignment. So making sure that they're in front of the body and that left shoulder on this side is coming in, whipping that round, and that head is coming right back to that focus of the corner. Again, making sure, asking your students why, if they're starting to kind of, their direction starting to veer off left or right, or they're starting to go in circles, asking them why. More than likely, it's because that shoulder is dropping or their weight is going back, so therefore their eye line is starting to change. So make sure they are fully focused on that corner spot. 5, 6, 7, and out, in, out, in, out, in, out. 4 more, 5, and 6, and 7, it's all good. Very nice. Good. Another layer on top of that is you can start to challenge your students with posé turns. So really focusing on that posé, on the passé position, making sure that releve, they're fully up on that demi point. And again, now you're starting to create a little bit more change of direction. So I'm looking for that reset position every time they're hitting that quasi line and then coming around for the posé turn and hitting that quasi line again. So they're always trying to reset their body after every one to try and keep that nice straight line going down the room. So let's have a little again. Using the arms again, out and in, creating that coordination of all those movements together. 5, 6, 7, and then out, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 5, and 6, and 7, good. And making sure that you're really starting to kind of challenge them now, extension through that thigh, articulation through the feet, so really trying to extend through that instep as well. Nice. Our last exercise that we're going to show you today is something that I add to my Phase 2 class that really challenges them with spotting in general. There's a lot of changes of direction, so rather than focusing on one angle of the room within the exercise, they are kind of changing and having multiple viewpoints, which can really help with their technique and making sure that all those building blocks are working together to create some nice turns. We'll take it once through from the top. 5, 6, 7, and posé, step, lift,